Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and in this video I'm going to bring you a pair of games in the Tier 9 American medium tank, the M46 Patton. Pardon me, I do apologise. The wonders of drinking booze as I do these commentaries. So I am platooned up with Sam again. We are here on Prokhorovka. It's a standard map, a standard battle, but for any of you that have seen my videos on this map in a medium tank, you may well have a very good idea of where I'm about to go. So the plan is, I'm going to go and spot the hill at F0, that sort of area. Sam in his Conqueror, and I should point out, Sam's Conqueror is not fully upgraded. He's basically a Tier 9 Carnarvon. Carnarvon with a bit more health and a worse matchmaker at the moment. He doesn't have the top turret, he doesn't have the top gun, you know, he doesn't have that Royal Ordnance, he's got the 20-pounder B-barrel. So I'm basically going to spot, and Sam's going to put fire into them. That's the plan. And now there is a decided lack of people going to the other side of the map, which is ever so slightly worrisome, but it just means that we have to not be too passive, we have to be fairly aggressive here. This game is also going to show you the advantages of a medium tank over a heavy tank. Spoiler alert in this game, the game kind of overtakes Sam in that he's in a heavy tank, it's not a fully upgraded heavy tank, and we reach a point where the pace of the game is fast enough that he struggles to keep up. I, however, in my pattern, am fast enough to keep up with the action, force the pace of combat, and whatnot. So, I don't remember my sixth sense going off, so it doesn't appear that I've yet been spotted. Hurrah! This IS-3 has got himself into a fairly aggressive position. But I'm going to pop up here, turn my binocular telescopes on, and see if we can get off any spots. Now, because this is a standard battle rather than encounter, you don't usually see anyone sitting at sort of J7. If it were encounter, you'd probably see them, and this is something to bear in mind if you're one of those people that generally sits there. If somebody like me goes into this bush with a good view range, and the pattern has 410 meters basic view range, they'll spot you. So that's something you need to be careful of. But as it is now, I'm not really doing anything useful here. An IS-6 has been spotted up on the top of the hill, and there's a Comet. But I don't have any shots on him. Or do I now? He's on fire and he's not looking very happy. Right, E-75 has now also been spotted at the top of the hill. Ooh, that's a decidedly more... well, they're both worrying prospects. E-75 is a harder tank to penetrate for me, but my armour is bad enough that the IS-6 can still penetrate me, and the IS-6 has better DPM. The Comet is saying why, the enemy Comet? Well, because you're an enemy tank, you got spotted, and so you got shot. It's not that difficult to understand. Our IS-8, oh, there is someone up there. He just put himself up there, and he just got spotted for his troubles. Camo rating on that tank is very, very good indeed. There we go. One shot into him. See if I can get a second off. Nah. Well, you know, even if he was still there, which is unlikely, that one did not do the business. So, the guys who are coming down the hill here. Woohoo! That IS-6 just got nuked by artillery, which is always nice. Oh, the Su-122-44 is still up there. Okay, oh no, now he's dead. Fair enough. He got Jagdtigered. Jagdtiger 8.8. Someone's asking if we've got lag. I don't have any when I play this game, so nope. Right, I am now going to put myself up on the top of this hill. And there's the IS-3 from earlier on. He's decided he's being a little bit too aggressive and he's backing off, but that shot's gonna hurt. And here you can see the nice DPM on the pattern, 390 alpha damage, with a good old respectable reload, and an entirely unnecessary ammo rack. But it takes his head off, so that's always funny. For kill number 1. Now, the hill is basically won. It's at this point that I'm glad I'm in a medium tank and not a heavy. We're winning 4-0. The hill is ours. We're basically just going to come steaming down from the hill and wreck them. Waffenträger auf Panzer IV, there's one shot into him, someone else puts in a shot, Am I going to get off another shot before he disappears or dies? He gets tracked, and I pick up the kill for something like 20 health. That's kill number 2. E75 down here. Type 59, IS-8 and myself, we should be able to rush this guy and wreck him. Oh, but he's got a tank destroyer friend. There's a T-25 too, but I don't want to spend too much time faffing around with him. I want to put damage on these fellows. Don't know where that shot went. It went into the dirt somehow. I really don't know how. But there we go. Them's the breaks. Borsig gets rammed. I take a shot for my trouble. In fact, I take a big old artillery hit there. Taking off half my health in one shot. In fact, more than that, it was 1,000 damage. I reload in time to put a shot into the side of the E75, and he is dead. T-25-2 is over there, but he is also dead. Sam is trying to move up. But bearing in mind, not only did he have to get off the hill he was on, he was then left in this watery riverbed ditch thing. So he then had to climb the embankment at the other side. So he's been rather delayed. And I'm just going to press on. Patton's not a slow machine, so let's use some of that mobility. Oh, Sam has actually managed to catch up for now. We'll see how long that lasts. And as I say, I'm not trying to pick on him, but this is just one of the hazards of playing a heavy tank, or a slower tank, regardless of what class it is. Sometimes the battle just kind of leaves you behind a bit. So the rest of the guys are basically all up there, in that bottom left-hand corner. And I'm thinking about providing people some supporting fire, but there's no one really going into spot there. Ooh, Object 704, Object 704. That shot tracks him and goes into him, which is nice. So I'll get assistance damage. Oh, he repaired his track. Spoil sport. Guns reloaded. There's a T-29 who's being rather brave, arguably stupid. Put another shot into him. Looks like he's been tracked. He's taking a whole world of pain. I don't think he's going to last very long. I'm probably not going to pick up the kill. No, he's dead. There's the Object again, but I don't have any clean shots. In fact, I don't have any shots of any description. And basically, I'm just waiting for other people to be in position. And then I will go and scout. Now, the Type 59 appears to have already gone bored. He's going for it. He's only on 100 health, though, so there we go. He dies. I'm also going for it now. I do not have fantastic health, but I can survive a shot or two. I'm being slightly more cautious. VK, oh, side shot on the VK, yes please. There we go. Front of that tank may be very, very, very well armoured indeed. The side, not so much. So he's turning his tank to make it an awkward penetration, so I just switched to the Waffenträger, which is a rather less awkward penetration. But that's now a difficult shot. Side of the VK again. Where the hell did that shot go? No idea. Oh, VK's already down. Damn it, that should have been my kill. Ah, well, not to worry too much. Object, Waffenträger, and 2 Jagdtiger 88s, who are probably... No, they're not platoon, they are individual tanks. Fair enough. So, Object and the Waffle Tractor are both up. Get a nice shot into the Waffle, who dies. Killed by his lower tier counterpart. And now, screw it, I don't have any good shots. I'm just going to move forward and do the scouting run. Take that shot on the move. On the one hand, I hit, which was lucky. On the other hand, I bounced, but as I hit it in the first place, I can't really complain too much about that. Trying to use these ridge lines to keep myself concealed from the enemy. Our artillery finishes off that Object, and it's just a pair of Jagdtigers remaining. There's one of them. Again, shot on the move. I take a shot for my trouble. They damage my turret again. Jesus Christ. And I've now spotted both of the Jagdtigers. Don't really want to fight a hull down Jagdtiger. So I'm just not going to go up there. I'm going to wait for them to die. Jagdtiger number 1 is dead. Jagdtiger number 2 is probably going to follow quite soon. I take a shot to my front for my trouble, but I put a shot through his front plate. He tracks me. He is now hull down to me, alas. I try and get a shot into his hull, I think. He's not really looking at me anymore. No, that shot misses. It wasn't really very well aimed, I can't complain too much, and he is dead. And that ended up being a pretty respectable game for me. We ended up getting first class mastery, hurrah, with a good amount of damage and a good amount of assistance damage. Have a look at the post-battle results, and then we'll move on to game number 2, which is rather different. Here we go with game number 2. Now, this is same matchmaking, basically. It's a tier 9 game. It's slightly less favourable because a full half of the enemy team, basically, are tier 9. Same for our team. In fact, we have one more tier 9 than they do. But the map is the main difference here. Instead of Prokhorovka, which is this big open map giving you a lot of opportunities for shots at range and to pick up spotting damage, this is Himmelsdorf, which as a map is much more about close range brawling. Now the Patton's one is a bit of an odd tank. It doesn't really specialise at anything. It has really good DPM, I guess. But it's not like the T-54, which is a close range, in your face assault gun, assault tank and brawling machine. And it's not like a Centurion, which is more of a long range support machine. It's this weird sort of jack of all trades, I guess. But it is quite a large machine, and so with that in mind, it perhaps doesn't necessarily do bounce on the T-54. Doesn't necessarily do. I shouldn't have stopped there. Doesn't necessarily do close range brawlers as well as, for example, a T-54. Nonetheless, we're going to try and give this a go. We've got a lot of people coming up here onto the hill. I have joined them. This is an encounter game. Despite the fact that the cap is over by the train tracks, it is my conjecture that the hill is still the most important location on this map. And you are tracked. You want to take the hill and you want to flank around. As it's encounter, it takes a long time to cap anyway. T-54 just got shot, which means the IS-6 is fired. So I track him again. I don't actually put any real damage onto him, but I track him. Now going around this side of the castle on Himmelsdorf can be a bit risky because the enemy team can get shots up into you from the town. Don't aim that shot, but I get another one, penetrating hit on the IS-6, and he dies. So I'm reluctant to go around that side of the castle because I don't want to take fire from the lower part of the town, especially the G3, G4 sort of area, about where that T-43 is. Instead I come over to the other side of this map. Now we're winning by 2 kills, which is nice. Ooh, that E75 took a massive hit, but there's too many of them over there. I can't really make space for myself. So I come round to this side of the map anyway, even though I don't really want to. Our Lorraine is reloading, which we do need to be a little bit careful of. Don't have any shots on that T-43. And we just lost our E50, making the scoreline 2 kills to 1. And I'm trying to just position myself such that I can get shots on the fellows over here, preferably without making myself too easy a shot for the guys down there in the town. Missed that shot, alas. Pull back. Just trying to see if I can sneak a shot into anybody. Playing this a little bit cautiously. T-54 is going for it. Or at least he's moving forward. So, okay. Let's give him a hand then. If T-54 is going to go for it, we want to assist him. Because the people who are down in the region that I'm worried about have just been surrounded and it looks like they're going to be killed in short order, so screw it. Bounce on the E75's lower plate. Shouldn't come as a massive surprise. The E75, even on the lower plate, is pretty darn bouncy. Centurion comes around this side as well. It's at this point I start getting very tetchy about the other side of the castle, because the enemy team has an awful lot of tanks up here. Lorraine takes a hit, and I just don't have room over here, so screw it. The Waffenträger's asking for help, so I'm going to go, he's down, I'm going to go around the other side of the castle and help this IS-8, and I'm trying to draw my team's attention to this aspect of the game that may or may not be going particularly well right now. So, position myself to get a shot on people, don't get a shot on that IS-8, come round, put one through the front of that IS-3 and back off. And reload. Looks like I've got the Lorraine giving me a hand. Object 704, put a shot through his front axle and track him. Lorraine misses. I pull back. And put a shot into that Object 704. But it looks like the Object 704 is going to get away. Nope, Centurion 71 finishes him off. Oh, bounce on the IS-3. I was actually going for the T-54. I didn't realise the IS-3 was going to poke out and protect his friend. Nonetheless, IS-3 dies. I wish these guys would give me a little bit more space, but never mind. Put a shot into the nice side of the pike nose on the AMX 5120. These guys are not giving me anywhere to retreat, which is getting really rather frustrating. Kill the AMX 5120. And put a shot through the axle of that IS-8, and I'm getting really frustrated with this. Well, it's not the Tiger II's fault. The Centurion came up and died in a bad place. That's the problem. Yeah, I know. You died. Duh. You know, should have been in a better place. But apparently the Tiger was actually pushing the Centurion, which is why I was getting nudges from the rear. So anyway, I switched to the other side of Castle von Himmelsdorf again. And T-54 is going for its neck lord, so I'm going to back him up. Su-152, dead. We're winning 11-6. This should be a victory, and a reasonably convincing one at that. I want to finish off this T-54 in the IS-8, and then we can deal with the last remaining 2 tanks down there. Their artillery just got finished off. Farewell IS-8, I get the shot in before the T-54. T-54 will reload before me though, so he's probably going to claim the enemy T-54. No, Tiger II got him. That just leaves this T-69. Oh, I miss him. Boo, and indeed hiss. But screw this, we want him dead. Geronimo! Dead. For kill number 4. And that also ended up being a first-class mastery game, but it was a very different sort of game. We got a boatload of spotting damage and assistance damage in the previous game. We didn't get as much here. We got less raw damage as well. But the XP scores from the 2 games were quite similar. Not identical, but quite similar. Anyway, take a look at the post-battle results. I hope you guys enjoyed that pair of games. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.